We all remember Princess Diana somehow, whether it's her large pearl earrings, her short blonde bob, or iconic photographs. She specialized in charity and formalities for the British royal family, but behind the scenes, she really shook things up for her in-laws. I've spent the past few weeks researching Princess Diana in life and in death by reading academic articles and books and watching documentaries and listening to podcasts, and I found that Princess Diana's life was somehow painfully average and awe-inspiring at the same time. And she was that way from a young age all the way up until she passed. Before she was princess, she was just Diana. She grew up in a privileged family. Her father was the Viscount of Althorp, and that meant good education, a nice family home, but it also meant a lot of pressure on Diana's mother to produce a male heir. This put a lot of strain on their marriage, and when Diana was a young girl, just before adolescence, her mother left her father, and this was just a turning point for Diana's life. It was a whirlwind, and it was unexpected to not only the family, but to everybody that knew them. They really appeared to be a happy couple and a loving family, so a separation at this point, it just wasn't normal, and it was very unexpected for Diana. However, this is when her life took a turning point. She went from being an introverted young girl to being an extroverted, confident, brave young woman. She followed in her sister's footsteps and attended West Heath for her academics, where she did graduate with a equivalent of a high school diploma. But when she was there is when she really found herself. She found passions. She took up dancing and swimming. Nobody in her family had done that before. And she also really threw herself into helping others. This is where Diana's compassionate side was truly nurtured. She actually won a school-wide contest called the Legiot Cup for helpfulness, and this really spearheaded a lot of the charity work that you'll see later on in her life. And understanding this upbringing and her adolescence is really crucial to, again, that part where she became Princess Diana, and that name became a household word. So it started when she met Prince Charles. They had actually met a couple of times before they formally started dating after a friendly weekend together with mutual friends. Less than a year after they were dating, Charles proposed in 1981. They were married, and they had some problems right off the bat because Diana had always struggled with depression and certain eating disorders, and this was not new to royal customs. So Charles and his mother pushed medication, and Diana obliged to, provide a sense of security between their relationship. But when she became pregnant with her first child, she saw it as an opportunity to get herself off the medications that made her feel so dull. So this did exacerbate her depression for quite some time, but that's where she threw herself back into the passions that she knew, which was helping others. She spent most of her time as Her Royal Highness seeking people to help, seeking relationships to be made, and she did a phenomenal job at it. She pushed boundaries. It was not normal for such taboo topics at the time, such as HIV and AIDS, leprosy, or landmines to be discussed by somebody of the royal family. It just wasn't normal, and it wasn't welcomed by Queen Elizabeth, Prince Charles, and those that came before them. They really wanted her to focus on something happier. But after some time, it was just too evident that her and Charles would not be able to fake happiness any longer, and they did informally separate. It shocked the public just because this was a monumental moment for British history, especially the British monarchy. So Queen Elizabeth gave it some time, but proving that time does not heal all wounds caused by their endless affairs, they were declared to be formally separated, and they were. And during this time, the royal family really tried to quiet Diana, shut her off to the side, but this was a time where celebrity was booming, and Diana's life really just threw her back into the spotlight because now she was an independent young woman. She was growing at this time of celebrity. She was on the covers of magazines. She did interviews. She even wrote a book with Andrew Morton called Diana, Her True Story. It's a phenomenal read, but this just proves that the paparazzi didn't let up now that she wasn't in royalty. It almost just gained her popularity, and she spearheaded that. It did take some time for her to realize she wanted to step away from the public eye, and she sparked up romantic relationships with people, political relationships, but the one that stuck true until the end when, right when she passed away, was her romantic partner, Dodi Al-Fayed. He was unfortunately in the car with Princess Diana when they passed away, along with their driver, Henry Paul. It was August 31st, 1997, and it was a tragic accident. There were many horrible storms of coincidences that occurred. Henry Paul wasn't supposed to be driving that evening, so he had been caught drinking. His, the three of them were not wearing safety belts. The only survivor of the accident was wearing his seatbelt. So, there are some things regarding the nature of the accident that were never clarified, and it devastated the royal family, and it devastated Diana, her children. She lived a beautiful life from the outside, and she appeared to be this perfect person, role model, wife, and princess of the people. But unfortunately, her life ended the way it began, in the limelight, shocking, seemingly average, yet inspiring and thought-provoking. Thank you.